I think one thing we can all relate to is looking back at old pictures of ourselves, especially if you were around in the 90s, and thinking, why did I look like that? why was I doing that? Why did I wear that weird thing with this weird thing? Why did I think my hair looked good like that? And sometimes it's super embarrassing, sometimes it's not, sometimes it's just like, that was the style back then. But one thing a lot of people have been noticing on social media is something called makeup blindness, right? And this could be something that people are experiencing present day or in the past. So makeup blindness, as it is deemed, means that you are unaware of how your makeup truly looks. And this can be categorized into different sections: eyebrows, lashes, blush, lips, things like that. Specifically, it means you did something really horribly, something that looked really disgusting, or something that didn't look quite right, or it looked quite stupid, and at the time you didn't realize it looked terrible. You thought it looked amazing, you thought it was the best way to do it, you thought you got it down, and now people are showing things that they considered themselves blind to back then. Why did I say it like that? But also people are asking if they are currently blind towards something else. Now, it doesn't mean that back then we had horrible taste, right? Well, most of the time. It doesn't mean that back then we were doing something completely wrong. And this can happen to a lot of people, even still. Let me tell you how this can happen. Makeup blindness can happen because of current trends, right? Like everything, like clothing. It can happen because maybe 10 years ago, the style was to have super thick eyebrows, super red lips, super long flicks of liner. It may have been on trend back then, and back then, no one might have batted an eyelid, but now, batted a lash or batted an eyelid? But now you look back on it as the trends have changed and you're like, what was wrong with me? In your current state, it can happen as we're sitting in front of a mirror and perhaps we keep adding a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, and we don't know when to stop. And no one is there to tell us when to stop. So we just keep going with those brows. We just keep making the brows squarer, keep adding more eyeshadow, you know, we can go on and on. We keep going bigger with our overdrawn lip. And again, like I said, this could happen because it's the trend at the time. Like, let's look at a trend now, right? Let's say the trend of actually not really wearing that much makeup. And you could go out with your friends one evening, you take loads of pictures, you're like, looking snatched or something like that. You could look at that in 10 years time with a full face of makeup. Maybe we're back on like Instagram makeup trends and be like, why did I think I look good with no makeup on? It's that kind of thing. Current trends. Remember that mob wife trend that lasted about a week? Current trend. Well, not current anymore. Also, trying things for the first time can lead to this, right? I think we can maybe all remember the first time we tried to draw on our eyebrows and how they looked. Doing it for the first time, I think you look at anything as an improvement to what was there before, right? You got structure in there, maybe you've done them really blocky, but in your mind, it's your first time doing it, you've achieved a perfect shape. But what does that look like as an eyebrow? What does that look like on your face? Another big thing is incorrect information. Right? We're being told how to contour, we're being told how to highlight, we're being told how to do all this stuff online. And a lot of the time, it's incorrect information of how to do this stuff in real life. So you can go out doing your makeup how you saw someone do it online. This was something I saw a lot, especially with highlighter looking grey on people's faces, because they followed like a YouTuber or a beauty guru. And then in real life, it doesn't quite translate. So looking back at pictures, you might be like, what was wrong with my face? When really you were just given the wrong information on how to achieve a look. We're going to take a look at some people with makeup blindness or people that had makeup blindness, and I kind of want to categorize them. Like, was this a trend? Was this just because they were young? Was this just because they were trying something for the first time, experimenting? Before we do that though, let me just say, if you think you are experiencing makeup blindness, perhaps people are telling you your lashes are too big, perhaps people are telling you your brows aren't quite right, here's how you can kind of stop this from happening, right? As you are doing your makeup, if you have the time, take a break every do something, give yourself like 5 minutes doing your makeup. Then step away, don't look in the mirror, don't look at your reflection, don't do anything, and then come back and take a look at the situation. This is something I do when I'm doing makeup all the time. If I'm doing someone's face, say I'm trying to balance something out and I'm not quite getting it, I'm like, you know what? Give me a second and I'll let you turn around and I might just walk around the room. I'll explain what I'm doing. And then I'll come back and look at it. I've almost reset my eyes. And now I'm looking at a person's face and you can see more clearly. If you're constantly looking at something, whether it's yourself in a mirror or someone else's face, and just constantly staring at it, for some reason, you can't see the changes as they're not as obvious as they would be if someone was to just walk in the room and look at it with a fresh set of eyes, or if you were to walk away and come back. Also, although the name perhaps isn't the best name for this situation, makeup blindness is a real thing. Same with clothing, same with hair, same with what else? How you decorated your house at one point. I mean, like, you don't look back at your house in the 90s and think, wow, or the 80s and think, wow, that looks incredible. Unless you're like particularly into that time period. Trends change. Okay, so categories. Trends. You did it because it was a trend. Category 2. You were experimenting, trying something for the first time. Category 3, misinformation. You were misinformed about how to apply a product, where it should go, how it should be, and this is where we've ended up. 4. Did I say 4? No. Just plain... whoopsie. That's how you look now. Oh, I forgot to mention, a lot of these are accompanied by that song, I Remember When I Lost My Mind. Crazy? It's called Crazy? That song. Can't be in here because of copyright reasons, so I'll read what's on the screen for you. Everyone's talking about eyebrow blindness, but what about eyeshadow blindness? Let's have a look. Okay. That's not the worst. That's not the worst. But I think the issue is that there's no blend. But this looks like using something for the first time, haven't been taught how to blend, haven't seen how to blend. But it's not the worst. I've seen worse than this. Right? Like you wouldn't think at that and think, oh my God, what is wrong with her eyeshadow? Looking back on yourself, it's a little bit different. You judge yourself a little bit more, right? But that's not the worst. That's not the worst. And we also need to remember, although a lot of people can do amazing makeup online, it may feel like everyone can do the best makeup ever. But that's a concentrated group of people, other people who choose to put their makeup online because they know they can do it well. There's also millions of people who cannot. So let's not compare ourselves to now, especially when we're first learning. Okay, so we'll put that in the category of experimenting, right? Literally no one has suffered from eyebrow blindness more than me. Okay, no, listen. I'm looking at this individual's makeup and thinking this would have been a good however many years ago. Her makeup is good for that time, right? Whether that be 5 years ago, whether that be 3 years ago, the trends in brows, trends in eye makeup changes so frequently. These are the kind of brows you would have looked at and been like, oh, I like your eyebrows. You know what I mean? They're not heavy on the inside here. They fade out nicely. This was a style of brow at one point. Yes, they do come down a little bit far. And she's got a wonderful shape now. I wonder if she's English because they have some very English eyebrows. Beautiful shape. I love the cut off the tail. But this is definitely a trend situation because that makeup, perfect for however many years ago, that would have been like, I mean, that kind of style, she could have been a makeup YouTuber. Maybe she is. I'm not familiar with these people, by the way, so maybe she is. Maybe I'm speaking out of turn. But I think she... I don't think that is horrible. If somebody had those brows now, would I be like shocked and been put out? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I was a victim of the white eyeshadow under the brow blindness. Okay, let's see. I mean, that gives me 2000s, late 90s. I'm sorry, that was a trend. That was a trend. Again, you can tell what kind of time period this was by the clothing, the hair, the eyebrow shape. I mean, I'm not even... Wait, 1 second. I mean, look at that blend. Look at the blend. You can't be angry at that. That was the look at one point. It wasn't blindness. It was the trend. It was the look. You were on trend. Your makeup looks great for that time period. And even now, somebody came in with that makeup and was like, yeah, I'm doing like a retro thing. Not retro. I mean, for really old. Oh, what do you call it? Like 20 years ago thing. Oh, it is, isn't it? I'll be like, oh yeah, that looks really good. I think this is a good, for makeup, this is a good historical reference because that's what a lot of people were doing. You weren't suffering from the blindness of it. This was a trend and you were on trend at that period of time. It's actually quite nice to look at. I know it sounds really strange, but it's like good memories. Look, she has the highlights in her hair, the hoops, the brow shape is spectacular. For then, I don't think this is an issue. She knew what she was doing and she was good at it. Okay, this one caused a little bit of craziness in the comments. Eyebrow blindness is a real thing, but I genuinely didn't know why people were telling me they looked bad. So they do look like they've been drawn on and tattooed on. They are quite, those are quite bad. Let's be real. Um, I'm I'm gonna put this in the category of like, oh, oops. That's just pretty bad. And then people are kind of having a go at her, being like, your eyebrows still don't look good because of this like inside bit here.
It's almost 2:30 in the morning. I really should be asleep because I work at 7 in the morning. But I just wanted to come on here and say I don't think my eyebrows look that bad. I haven't touched them since I did them this morning. Video did make them look worse than they actually are. I don't know, whatever. But thank you to the people who were nice. I know some other people were just trying to help. I didn't ask for anyone's opinion. I've had videos blow up about this in the past, so I was expecting it. But it's hard. I have bleach blonde eyebrows. I'm gonna go through phases just like anyone else. But I'm gonna keep doing them the way that I want. So yeah, sorry.
Good for you. Eyebrow blindness. Phases. That's the thing. It's a phase. I think why people are saying stuff about her eyebrows is because, I mean, it takes quite a lot of skill to be able to draw on these fine lines. I think she's done a good job. One thing I would say, as to why I think people are maybe saying things about this is because there's a line going the whole way across, and then the brows are coming out like this. These individual brows by themselves will look great without that line underneath. I was a victim of eyelash blindness. This is a new one. Okay. Oh. I don't think they're that bad. I think she looks great. I think she looks great. I don't think they're that bad at all. We did go through a phase of false lashes being like crazy, crazy, crazy false lashes. I think she looks great. What a wonderful face. I think she looks really, really nice. I don't think you're experiencing lash blindness. Again, a trend. It was a trend. Her makeup looks beautiful and kind of experimenting. Kind of. When I had winged eyeliner blindness for years, everyone did at some point. No, I don't think it's that bad. I'm sorry. I don't think it's that bad. First of all, let me tell you why I really like this shape, first of all, right? Beautifully done. The way it dips down and comes out in line with her bottom waterline. This is a beautiful liner. I appreciate that artistically. That looks stunning. I don't care what she says. I do think this was a trend. Liquid liner like that was a trend for a while. She was following that trend and she did it really, really well. Makeup artists will look at that liner, the positioning, and appreciate that shape because that is stunning. Eyebrow blindness is real. Why did no one tell me? Again, I'm gonna say it. A trend. There was a point of time everyone was doing this. Everyone was doing this and experimenting because the shape changes throughout. Like the shape here is different to the shape here, for example. This boxed in brow was very much. There was a point in time where it was a real appreciated skill when everyone was getting into makeup more with a rise of makeup social media, that everyone was like, trying to perfect their brows, and if your brows look like this, you'd be like, you got it down. Also, it's a good point she brings up. It's like, why did no one tell me? And I find with a lot of people, especially with clients, eyebrows are so personal to that person. Sorry, I just sat here and had a moment of realization, out of body experience, how weird what I'm doing is. I'm sitting in a room talking to myself to a camera. 1 second. That was really weird. Okay. Eyebrows are so personal to people now. I can't stop thinking about it. Eyebrows are really personal to each individual. There's been clients where they're like, please, you can do whatever you want on my face. Please just allow me to do my own brows because I like them a certain way. I'm like, you're the one paying me. You do what you want.
I've been seeing so many videos about eyebrow blindness specifically. Oh, I don't know why I have a smooch. I guess I wanted to take the glass down a little bit and I forgot about it. Eyebrow blindness. Someone does their eyebrows either really bold or really feathery or really sparse or thin or whatever. I don't want to say it does not look good, but does not look flattering for their face shape, and they can't see that it's not flattering. I've just recently turned 30 and now I'm wondering, like, do I have lip liner blindness? Is it the side part? Should I be doing a center part, my eyeliner, my eyeshadow. I mean, I'm wearing more makeup than I typically would. Is there blindness? So curious. And I'm also terrified making this video. I don't know if I'm even gonna post this. I feel like I have like everything down, but now I'm like, all of those videos that people say that they had eyebrow blindness or whatever blindness, they said nobody told them. So now I'm like sitting here, I'm like, is it the hair? Like I did my hair in a center part for a while. I feel like it's easier for me to deal with it when it's in a side part, it's out of my face. I don't know if that is like my best look. I know this is TikTok, but like, please be nice.
No. Everything about you is perfect. I'm not even joking. Everything about your look is perfect. You look like an effortless person just sitting in Italy or Paris who doesn't have to put that much effort in, but makes an effort. Perfection. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. She looks incredible. She looks absolutely incredible. So this person is responding to a comment somebody left him saying, "My love, you have lip blindness." How's that lip blindness? How is that lip blindness? That's fine. She followed her lip shape, a little bit overdrawn, and it's like that. So for some reason, my audio cut out here, and I just have a horrible audio left from the camera. So what I'm gonna do, so you don't have to be subjected to that horrible audio, is I'm gonna read out, copy what I'm saying in real time in my ear. So so at least you get an idea of what I was saying. It's not that long. I am sorry for the sound issues throughout this. So here we go. Here's the deal though, I don't think we should be too harsh on ourselves for what we used to do back then. We all go through trends, we all follow trends, we all try trends, and sometimes we don't, and that's fine too. So let's not judge ourselves too harshly, shall we? Alright, well thank you so much for joining me. Do consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up. Do you think you currently have a blindness to something you're doing right now with your makeup? Let me know down in the comments and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.